Hello, back to the wild. My name is Beast, and today we're back with this game again for fucking once. It's been fucking ages, hasn't it? It's your boy, Beast. I'm actually gonna continue this game for once. Welcome back to Clockwork Ley-Line. Flowers falling in the morning mist, I think it was. I barely fucking remember. Flowers falling in the morning mist. Yes, okay, I'm not being stupid. I'm gonna keep this short. You may be wondering, hey, this is the first time you're recording since fucking ages ago. Why are you keeping it short? Well, it's almost 11. I got a wee bit absorbed. I've been playing Trails from Zero. Here's the thing, I'll probably still play Trails from Zero, and I'll probably still play Trails of Azure? Is that what it's called? I forget what it's fucking called, quite frankly. The second cross-spell game. However, I'm not paying $60 for Trails into Reverie. Fuck that. My god, there's an Ultimate Edition that's $166. Fuck off. I'm not. Trails to Azure is what it's called. Yeah. That's also only $40, so that's still more understandable, I guess you could say. Yeah, but I ain't spending the cash for Trails into Reverie. I'll just watch like a fucking playthrough of it, because I ain't spending that kind of money when I already know from people that it is not answering any of the fucking questions that Falcom desperately needs to fucking answer finally. They just keep dragging their fucking feet instead. It's getting painful at this point. Anyways. Muko responds to Louis' request for opinions while shaking her head.
確証が持てていなくても、現状を踏まえると何かある前提で動いていた方が安全だと思います。
Yeah, the timing's too convenient for me to think otherwise. And by the way, what sort of position does your brother hold? You're the actual head of the family, right?
アリックは俺のスペアだ。
What do you mean?
バインベルガーの当主は代々このマギへの義眼を受け継いでいる。 それは話しただろう。
Muko and I nod, prompting her to continue.
俺に何かあったとき、代わりに義眼を引き継ぐ役割を担っているのがあいつだということだ。
He also kind of looks like Lloyd Forger.
だから学園長室であいつを見たとき、アーデルハイトはあそこまで驚いたんだ。まさか退避しろと散々言っている場所に、 いざという時の義眼の器を送り込んでくるとは思わなかったからな。
バインベルガーの家がなぜそのような重要な人物をわざわざよこしたのかはお分かりですか?
Kind of forced their hand because both of them can't be here.
それはおそらく本家の人間の中であいつが一番腕が立つからだ。俺が言うことを聞かなければ力ずくでも連れて帰れとでも言われているのだろ
う。Let's see.
兄である彼ではなく、あなたが義眼を先に受け継いだのは魔術の素養の高さであるとか。
いや、そもそもアーリックと俺は血はつながってない。
Really? I thought you two didn't look alike.
二人ともその義眼を受け継ぐ素養があるから本家に入り義兄弟になった。
まあそういうことだ。弟の俺が当主に選ばれたのはあいつよりも義眼との相性が良かったから。
To find a bigger family sure is complicated. Goes to show just how powerful and important the eye that Louis inherited is.
アーリックさんがわざと私たちを迷路に連れ込んだと仮定して、なぜそのような事態になったのでしょう。
Well, he wants you to go back to Germany, and the school wants as few enemies as possible, so their interests align there.
いや、さすがに利害の一致で学園側と手を結んだというのは考えられない。
He shakes his head at my
アー
statement.
デルハイトからの報告で学園のやっていることは把握しているんだ。その上で協力するということは考えにくい。
完全に犯罪ですからね。名門ワインベルガー家が加担するとは思えません。
なあ、本家の意向に反するのはもちろんだが、あいつの性格的にもそれはありえないと思う。
Right, he knows what the principal's up to.
バインベルガー本家の思惑は、学園の問題よりも当主の身柄の安全を取りたいという優先順位だけの問題だからな。それで敵に協力するのは本末転倒になる。
そうなると可能性が一番高いのは、
It's part of his plan to bring Louis home, I would assume. However, I'm pulling up the fucking... That's the Tsujido route guide. That's the actual route guide there. He's been hypnotized, apparently. Apparently I'm supposed to save here according to what this is telling me, so I'm just gonna do that. Why not? He's been hypnotized. Could it be that the principal hypnotized him?
だろうな。わざとこのメールを作り出したのだとしたら、どう考えても俺たちの帰国は遅れる。
その上で遅れても問題ないと判断したのだとしたら、
学園側とすでに交渉している可能性は高いな。先ほども言った通りありえないことだが、それが成り立つ状況は
Louis nods at Muko's deduction. Whoops, I actually cut him off there. However, he continues talking, as it looks like there's some that still doesn't make sense to
だ
him.
が、俺たちが暗示で踊らされたことも報告済みだ。それはさっきあいつ本人が言っていたからな。それならば十分に警戒していたはずだ。少なくともホムンクルスに遅れを取るような腕ではないはずなんだが。
But hearing that, Muko's eyes
警戒して
widen.
いてもどうにもならなかったとしたら、
Couldn't do anything. Oh, like when the principal got away. Perfume showers Rito, or at least it was supposed to. The seat she was sitting in is empty, and the back of the sofa is hit by the perfume. Like that, the principal disappeared in an instant. He was up against some sort of teleportation like
それ
that.
が一番可能性としては濃いな。
He sighs heavily.
つまり
Muko begins to speak while rubbing her fingers along her
敵
chin.
には時を操るマギへの力を持った何者かがいると考えられる。その人物がアーリックさんに力を使い、時を止めることで不意をついて、アーリックさんに学園長たちに協力するのが正しい方法だと言った。
We need to get rid of that hypnosis soon then, or else we'll be in an even bigger mess. What's the
ただ
plan?
現時点では仮説に過ぎません。偶然であるということも否定できないかと。
We have no proof, and nothing clearly indicates that he's connected to the enemy.
いや、もしアーリックが黒であるという言動をしたとしても、しばらくは気づかないふりをしていた方がいいだろうな。というか、現状それ以外に対処しようがない。正面からまともにやり合える相手ではないし、何かしら策を考えなければどうにもならないな。
What happens if we do end up in a situation where we have to fight him unprepared?
その時は逃げるしか。
He's that strong. Howdy also said that we shouldn't go up against him.
州警察の特殊部隊にしばらくいた。軽い気持ちで手を出せば肋骨あたり簡単に折られるぞ。
Was a policeman before he became a magician?
まあどちらにしろ、まずは学園長室に戻ってあのミストを封印しないと動きが取れません。
確かに永遠にさまよう羽目になるな。
Don't joke about that. I say that as I open a couple more doors, but none of them lead to our goal. After all the misses, I sure hope this doesn't mean that we can't go back to that original room. It happened
なん
again.
です？
Looks like if you open and close the door, the room behind the door changes. I open and close the door in the meanwhile. But sometimes if I close and reopen the door, the room inside doesn't change. I wonder why. If If Rita were here, we could find out the answer immediately, but unfortunately, she's not.
古賀君、閉じないで。
Huh? Immediately stopped the door from closing and opened it wide again. Of course, the room its size in the same classroom that it was a moment
そのま
ago.
ま扉を閉じないでください。
Just open doors and don't close them, because that'll take that room out of the rotation. She gives me that order and then proceeds to open and close a nearby door. Wondering what's up, but Louis also stops and watches her. Did you figure something out?
どうやら全ての扉が閉じた状態でないとシャッフルはされないようです。
She walks into her classroom and takes a chair, propping it up against the door to keep it open.
ほら、この状態だとこっちの扉はいくら開け閉めしても。
ほう。つまり全部開けたままにしていればランダムに室内が入れ替わることはなくなるのか。
That's what it was! But now we've been closing all the doors we've opened. Now we know that, we open all the doors that we try and... Bingo! Took quite a bit of time, but we finally managed to return to the principal's office. Damn, this wasted so much time.
パズルは
Sitting quietly over there. The Rubik's Cube is sitting on top of the table, just as Ulrich had left
な
it.
ら封印を。
いや待て。
We should solve it first. Why? They could be doing something in the West Dorm, right? We should seal it and check if there's anything going on over
それ
there.
ではアーリックが本当に敵側で西両へ向かう途中で攻撃された場合対処できなくなる。
それは危険ですね。
They're going to call some mist then,
何か
Louis.
有用なものが。
I don't remember the name, but there were these golden ring-like things that render a person immobile if you say their name out loud. Monokuma used it against us in the incident that made him end up as our errand boy. Though you could also say that it's the incident that led to Muko finding out my real name.
ああ、ありましたね。
Could we use that?
確か名前はサーペントと言ったはずです。
そんな便利なものがあったのか。それなら対策としては十分だな。
He holds his hand out and closes his eyes as if he were wishing very hard for something, but nothing appears. Louis opens his eyes in
呼べないの
confusion.
ですか？
反応がないな。
Could it be that because of the puzzle mist? Like what happened with the key of Giannis?
いえ、ミストが魔術道具としての序列で有効無効が決まるのは呼び出されてから。
So it shouldn't affect them being summoned?
そのはずです。優劣には関係ないはずですから。となると考えられるのはすでに他の人物が呼び出しているか、もしくは札で封印されている。
他のを適当に呼んでみる。ハイタースプライトでいいか。
He holds out his hand again, but the pocket watch never shows up.
ダメだな。やはり反応がない。
Murakuma had sealed it after we used it, but it's already been well over 3 days. The sealing talisman should have worn off by now. So it got sealed
そ
again.
う、図らずも私が言ったことですね。
If she went into the treasury and placed one of these onto every mist, then they wouldn't respond for at least 3 days. Yeah, you did mention that, but if all the mists were sealed, then that's a boatload.
3日間しか効かない封印の札をわざわざ使ったということは、ミストには邪魔をされたくないということでしょう。やはり学園側はこの3日間ほどで何かをするつもりなのです。間違いなく何かが行われています。
Yeah, then that means that we should head over to the West Storm. Hearing me say that, Louis takes a couple seconds to think about some before opening his mouth to speak.
あと10分だけ時間が欲しい。
What for?
それで 2,3 時間ほどはマギへの力を使えるようになる。アーリックにも対処できるようになる。
Magia powers? You mean like the one that blew a Momo away?
あ、そうだ。右目から体全体に魔力を通すのに時間がかかるからな。
His right eye, the fake eye beneath his eye patch, has the powers of a Magia sealed within it. Right, you collapsed last time because you tried to use it too quickly.
体が魔力に耐えきれないからな。 そうなったら一撃で決着がつかなかった場合、危険だ。
他に手段はなさそうですね。
We'll have to wait then. It's certainly better than blindly going out there and getting wiped out. None of the others are suspicious of Ulrich either. Rushing won't do us any good, so sit down on the sofa and wait patiently. That's bad. Hearing rapid footsteps from beyond the door we left open, I see Hanatate come flying in. Oh right, no, she was with him. As long as it's not Ulrich. An exhausted Murakamo follows after her.
お疲れ様です。
何してんだ？封印は。
Waiting on Louis.
もうあと数分でマギーとしての力が使えるようになるそうです。
そうなんだ。今力貯めてるの？
そういうことだ。対抗手段は多い方がいいだろう。
なるほどね。じゃ、少し休めるな。
When quite drained, he stretches out his arms in order to unwind.
ということですので、ルイさんの集中を邪魔しないようにしましょう。は
ーい。
Muko beckons us and we leave Louis alone on the sofa. She then tells Murakamo and Hanatate about how apparently all of the mists in the treasury have been sealed.
あれ全部かよ。よくそんな面倒なことやったもんだな。
それだけミストを封じておきたい理由があったということでしょうけれど。
さっきの私たちみたいだね。他に方法がないから全部開けてみる。
同じ目にあったのかと思ったらちょっとざまあみろとは思えるな。
他に
Muko repeats what Hanatate said for some reason and furrows her brow.
何か思いついたの？
待たせたな。
Oh, you're charged up now.
あ、封印してくれ。
He stands up and points at the mist.
俺、やろうか。
お願いします。
Seems that Muko is busy racking her brain over some, so Murakamo takes out a talisman
時を。
and plays it on the puzzle.
その手を切って血をつけなきゃいけないのが大変だね。
慣れりゃそうでもねえよ。
So try to act cool and try out the key, Chizuka.
シャン言うなってのに。とりあえず、特差でいいな。
In spite of his complaints, he takes out the key of Giannis and turns it randomly in the air.
使える。
Opening the door, we see that it does indeed lead to the bureau. The effect of the puzzle mist is gone. It's sealed now. Looking back, it seems like Muko's discussing something with
西寮
Louis.
に向かう前に少しだけ寄りたいところがあります。
And Muko suggests we come to the bronze statue that I broke. It's still broken and hasn't been repaired, of
こんな
course.
のが折れちゃう勢いってとんでもないね、ミッチー。
It was because you fell. Oh well, Omaru was inside you back then.
そういううっかりさんなところ、やっぱり他人とは思えないかな。
窓から落ちるってうっかりで済むレベルか？
Louis studies the statue closely, glancing out of the corner of his eye at us as we make idle conversation.
かつてここに宝物庫からミストが飛び出さないように抑制するための封印があったのです。
I broke that, and ever since then, the chance of a mist escaping into the school has
どう
skyrocketed.
考えても宝物庫に入って封印の札をすべてミストに貼るよりもここの封印を強力に修繕した方が早いでしょう。なのに学園はそうはしなかった。それには何らかの理由があるのではないでしょうか。
They want the thing broken. Is my guess, at least. I just noted that, I'm already as low as I can go. I actually have to, like, make my webcam point up a bit again. Yeah, they wanted the statue to be broken because possibly the seal would have interfered with the magic, so If anything, they tried to make it look like an accident by sabotaging the statue slightly that makes it easier to break the thing. Or something. As Muko talks, Louis occasionally nods as he walks around the statue, perhaps to indicate that he's listening. After inspecting it right down to the pedestal, he turns to face Muko and begins to speak.
この銅像自体には今は何の仕掛けもないようだが、おそらくポイントになる部分に魔術的要素の強いものを一定数配置した上で、その中心に封印を施すタイプだろう。ならば修繕しない理由は一つしかない。同じように魔術要素の複数配置で行う他の魔術の妨げになるからだ。
これを修復すると他の魔術に影響が出るからできない。
Looks like we
そ
should
ういうこと
repair?
ですね。
Gotta think of it. He mentioned something about that before. Muko brought us here in order to confirm that, huh?
そうだ。学園側にとってはそちらの魔術の方が重要だということだな。
学園側はまだ何か仕掛けをしていたということです。もっと早く気づくべきだった。
She bites her lip. Hanatata comforts her, saying that it's not her fault. If it broke the statue again, would it do something to the spell?
これはもう今はただの銅像だから意味がないな。
Right.
他の魔術について何か手がかりはないでしょうか。
この場所を通過するような形で学園内のどこかに魔術的なものがこっそりと配置されているはずだ。問題はどこにそれがあるのかだが。
通過するような形って言っても結局は学園のどっかとしか言いようがないよね。
そうなるな。しかしやはり俺たちを遠ざけるようなことをしている以上、西両も確認した方がいいだろう。
なんかやらかすとしたらあそこだろうからな。行くか。
He says that he takes the key of Giannis out of his pocket. You can still use the key.
まだ行ける。じゃ。
Before Morocco manages to turn the key, we hear Heidi's voice coming from the school.
やっと見つけた。無事か。無事だな。
Heidi and Ulrich both run towards Louis.
ちょうどいい。この場ではっきりさせてしまおう。
Louis walks forward after seeing Ulrich. Muko hurriedly runs up to him and asks in a hushed
推
voice.
測がもし間違っていて敵ではなかったらどうするんですか。
もちろん加減する。その時は数分気絶するだけだ。
なんだ。
Stand back. Figuring that it's probably the same attack that knocked Momo out, I give him a warning. He picks up on my meaning and takes a few steps backwards, shielding Hanatate with his body. On the other end, Louis walks forward, standing between us and Ulrich.
アーデルハイト、アーリクから離れよ。
He says that sternly to Heidi, who immediately obliges. Louis rips off his eye patch and reveals the bright red eye underneath
悪
it.
く思うなよ。
He probably has some kind of, countermeasure set up because he knew what he was coming here to do. A thud resonates in the air. Nothing happens. Of course, that attack isn't directed towards us, however. Ulrich continues to remain standing, unaffected by it.
今、お前は
He says that coolly and slowly walks up to Louis.
コガ、全員退避させろ。
For a moment, he looked shaken by this turn of events, but he soon shouts that at me. Without taking his eyes off Ulrich, he moves in order to distance himself from us. Another thud apparently released another shockwave, but again, it doesn't affect Ulrich at all.
急げ、アーデルハイトを頼む。
Louis grabs Heidi, who's running towards him by the arm, and throws her towards us.
ちょっと
早く行け。
Hey, Barakmo, the key!
おう。
He already had the key in hand and turns it, opening a door. Quickly, you two, Heidi!
何なのよ。
Pull on the dumbfounded Heidi's arm and forcefully shove her through the door. What about Louis? Damn it! In order to prevent his stepbrother from following us, Louis is still staring him down, inching away from the door. Looks like he's not coming with us! I closed the door after confirming that everyone else went through. He acted quickly. I knew that Koga would be reliable at times like these. I was right in choosing those two to consult with. Things couldn't be any worse. Why was he completely unaffected by my attacks? Noticing my puzzlement, Oda gives me a sarcastic
お前
smile.
は知らなかっただろうな。
He partially takes off his glove as he says that. He reveals a bracelet around his wrist.
当主には絶対に存在を知られないようにしてある魔術品だ。
魔術品
Based on the way that he said that, I can tell that some that the Weinberger family owns, not a
し
myth.
かも当主には隠してある
It must be a special tool for when the Weinberger family determines that the head is acting against their best interests. No wonder my powers didn't work.
つまり形勢は絶対不利
I should try to escape as soon as I can, but I wonder if Ulrich will give me the opportunity.
お前の疑問は晴れたと思うが。
ああ晴れた
なら、もう一度聞く。なぜ私は攻撃されたんだ？お前を連れ帰る件については、しばらく考えさせてくれと言った。それとも何か。
He gradually approaches me as he questions me. As I told Koga, he isn't someone I want to fight in close range combat.
話を聞く気はあるのかならあの迷路を生み出すパズルの魔術道具起動させたのは偶然か
偶然？偶然とは？
あれをミストだと知らずにもてあそんでいたのかただの暇つぶしに
そう言わなかったか？
Sound like he didn't understand the intent of my question. Does he actually not know?
勝手に他人のものに触れるような性格ではなかったと思うがなぜあれで遊ぶ気になった
単に待ち時間が長かったからだ。それにあれは客用のソファーの前にあった。
何の疑問も持たなかったのか
疑問とは？
なぜこんなところにこんなものがとか
特には子供の遊び道具だろうと思い込んでいたから。
子供のね
I got him, but at the same time, a feeling of despair wells up within me.
今のは失言だったな
I'm not certain that it was a mistake. However, I'll most likely know the answer based on how he reacts now. All I wanted to do was to bait him. He goes quiet for a moment before suddenly rushing towards me, closing the distance between us. I knew that he'd come for me, but I can't fight back, and he pushes me to the ground.
そうか。確かに報告には学園長が子供だとは書いてなかったな。なるほど、失言だった。
He fell for it, and now it's painfully obvious that he's on their
学園
side.
長の見た目が子供だと知っているつまりお前は学園長に会ったことがあるさっき学園長室で学園の上層部には誰にも会っていないと言っていたのにな
He has no reason to lie about that. As we had surmised, he's been hypnotized and is cooperating with
確定
them.
はしたが状況は最悪だな
I can't hold a candle to him when it comes to physical combat. I'm pinned down and can't move a muscle. That being said, given his role, he still probably can't cause any harm to me. Currently, that is one silver lining in my sole advantage. If only there was some way I could relay this one piece of information to the
心
Bureau.
配するな。お前の正体。本当は当主であることについてまでは話していない。お前たちが学園に迷惑をかけた分の穴埋めはもちろんするが、私の目的はお前を無事にドイツに連れ帰ることだし、わざわざ危険を増やすようなことはしない。
He lays a hand over my right eye. Realizing it's the hand with the bracelets, I try to turn my head away,
これ
but
の本当の使い方は、お前の能力を無効化することではないぞ。やめろ！バインベルガーの始祖の名において、永遠なる赤き瞳に命ず、マギエに眠りを。
I feel the red light emanating from my eye fading away. The Magia power is coursing through my body disappears. At the same time, drowsiness overwhelms me.
ああ、お前は右目との同化が強いから、マギエの眠りの影響も強く受けるのか。そのままおとなしく眠っていてくれ。
倒れてるよ
Damn, he didn't get away, huh? We had retreated to the west storm, our original destination, using the Key of Giannis. However, in order to calm down the worried Heidi, Hanatate and I came to the breezeway above the quad to check on Louis' condition. She borrowed the Key of Giannis from Morocco to get here. I don't have any mana to begin with.
どうする
Louis said that our only choice would be to run if we had to face them. We definitely don't have a fighting chance. You have to retrieve him somehow.
全力で逃げるってことだね。やって
That's our only option. Can you open the door as close to Louis as possible?
みる。
Try to turn the key quietly so that Ulrich doesn't notice. I'll take care of it somehow from
わかっ
there.
た。じゃあ、
Hantate slowly turns the key in midair, trying to make as little noise as possible. The door appears with a faint unlocking sound. I turn the knob and burst through it. Pardon the intrusion! The moment I'm through, Ulrich looks up in surprise and I kick some sand from the ground into his face. He immediately shields his eyes with his arms and nimbly steps backwards, defending himself from the imminent attack. However, I have no intention of attacking him at all, and instead pick up Louis with one arm and leap back through the open door. Not scream! He'll know you're close! Seeing us return, Hantate pulls out the key and the door vanishes. Still dangerous here, let's head back.
西寮だね。
She used the key once again and opens another door. Louis, barely conscious, speaks while I'm carrying him on my back. He seems extremely drowsy, probably because of some spell that forced him to sleep. Hey, how are you
あい
feeling?
つはやはり敵側だった。
He sounds delirious and on the verge of falling asleep. Sure looks that way.
開いたよ。
She swings it open and beckons me through. For now, we move from the breezeway to the west door.
Yosh, 完了。
She removes the key and closes the door. All the students here have already gone back home, so it's empty. At the moment, nothing appears to be out of place. Where are Mook and the
近
others?
くにいるはずだよ。
It's just that Heidi pokes her head out from around a corner and comes running out, looking pale as a ghost. I thought that Louis was unconscious, but he raises his head slightly in reaction to Heidi's voice.
大丈夫なの？
眠らされた。
右目マギエの
強制できる。
ハーリックが持っているのね。分かったわ。苦しいならもう喋らなくていいから。
アーデルハイト一人でも。
ええ、大丈夫。任せて。ちゃんとやってみせるから。
Heidi nods over and over at Louis'
よ
words.
とよく相談してお前の持っている知識を。
His voice ends there as if a thread had snapped and he faints. Is he going to be
眠っ
okay?
ているだけだから。
She answers in a surprisingly calm tone of voice. I thought that she'd be more flustered. She clenches her fist in
で
frustration,
もわ
talking
ざわ
as
ざ
hard.
一人でもと言ったのだから。当分目は覚まさないということだと思うわ。
Her voice is serious. Let's
ルイ
see.
はどこか安全な場所に寝かせておかないと。
It's possible that Ulrich might come to recapture him since he's asleep.
アーリックはルイを連れ帰るために日本まで来たのですもの。
ミッチ、担ぎっぱなしで大丈夫？
He's light, so it's fine. There's no way he can sleep in the West Storm anyway.
そうね。人っ子一人いないとはいえ、どういう仕掛けがあるかも。
You haven't found anything that the school might have placed here yet?
そうなの。みんなで探してるんだけど。
She suddenly gasps and looks
これだ
puzzled.
け探しても西寮に何もないということは、ここじゃないということ？
But we didn't see anything strange even after all that walking we did through the school building and the disciplinary committee is at the East Storm.
そうね。校舎も。待って、あの壊した魔法陣があったか。
That's a different... Something comes to mind before I finish my
あれ
thought.
は寮の地下だったのよね。
そうか、奪われちゃったか。それは残念だったね。
ああ、油断した。突然扉のようなものが現れてな。
うん、それはヤヌスの鍵だね。
ヤヌスの鍵。ああ、それが迷路の中で使おうとしていたミストか。
そうとも。もともとはこちらの持ち物だったのに奪われてしまったのだよ。困ったものだ。 ところで君、追いたいのは山々だと思うが、先にこちらの案件を片付けてはくれないだろうか。
構わない。どのみち一番の脅威はもう潰した。
それはよかった。はっはっは。では少し移動しようか。
うん。
君は素晴らしいな。味方側に引き入れられて本当によかったよ。時間稼ぎもしてくれて助かった。おかげでほぼ準備も完璧に整ったしね。
そうか。
あの鏡のミスト、時間はかかるが、それに見合っただけの成果は与えてくれるね。
鏡？
我々にとって有益な人物を映し出してくれる鏡があるのだよ。非常に起動に時間がかかるのが難点なのだがね。おっと、ここだここだ。
ここは
風紀委員会の部屋なのだよ。しばらくここで待っていてもらえないかな。
待つのはいいが、その後は。
この部屋におそらく封印されたホムンクルスが現れる。我が学園の風紀委員長、聖護院桃香さんだ。多分聖護院さんを封印したのはあの二人だと思うのだよ。同門の君なら解除もできるだろう。
承知した。しかし現れるとはどういうことだ？
それはね、大いなる魔術の力だよ。解放が終わったら一度礼拝堂に向かってみるといい。もしすぐに移動していなければ、お嬢様も執事君もその付近にいるはずだよ。
そうか。それは朗報だ。
では失礼。ああ、そうだ。もう一つお願いを言い忘れていた。礼拝堂へ行くなら奪還してほしいものがあるんだ。もちろん君の用事のついでで構わない。でも
受けたまわろう。
いやー、君はやはり素晴らしいな。
We get it, you crazy bitch.
よし、繋がったぞ。
Ah, it looks different here. After regrouping, Hatatata returns the key and Murakumo uses it to open the door to that other world.
すっごいね。
This place is as mysterious as always. The magic circle that brought about the realm of night used to be here. It's bright enough to make me think that everything here is a radiating light, and vast enough that I can't tell how far it stretches. By the way, evening doesn't exist here. When night falls, everything goes dark as if the lights were simply switched off.
重くありません。
Can't leave Louis behind, so I ended up carrying him on my back the entire time, and Heidi can't help but wonder. I'm fine, he's pretty light.
こいつバカ力だから心配ねえよ。
ならお任せします。
Sure thing. As Heidi said, Louis doesn't seem to be in any pain. He is just asleep.
さて、仕掛けがどんなものか分かりませんが、とにかく急いで探してみましょう。ただ、こういう場所ですので、全員他の人の姿が見える範囲で動いてください。
I will immediately put out a warning. Currently it is Sunday. Meaning that this next week, these next 7 days, is going to be the last week before I have a 2-week vacation. I've reserved the right over these next 7 days to just not record without having to make a video on it. I'm gonna say it at the end of the video again. I probably should have said it at the start of the video as well. But that's the entire deal with this. I reserve the right to do that. Just see it as just taking a break, since hell, I've been fucking exhausted ever since my original fucking chair broke, you piece of shit. It really is looking bad. But yeah, been fucking feeling exhausted ever since that shit happened, and it's not been getting better. Let's hope the fucking 2-week vacation helps. Didn't help that, you know, fucking... I also had to help with my brother moving the fucking kitchen. That's also a bunch of heavy lifting on top of the heavy lifting I usually do already. Generally not that nice. Also, fun fact, yesterday, I didn't actually have to do that much lifting because it's inventory it's the whole inventory thing. And the month is approaching, so they want to sort things neatly so they can put up a nice inventory of everything. And which means that someone else actually took care of the leftover stuff and putting and sorting them into the fucking aisles. So I didn't do that. Instead, I spent like an hour running the cashier, and then I was just cleaning out the fucking aisle, and at the end it was for 2 hours, and then at the end it was essentially taking care of the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, because before closing time those need to be put into the fridge, into the big old walk-in fridge. My back hurt about as much after 1 hour of cashier duty as it does after a 5-hour shift of lifting drinking crates. Pain. Alright. There were so many weird ass crazy fucking damn near conspiracy theorist theories that I've thrown out that I don't even fucking remember anymore. So I won't even be able to tell if I'm right or not at this point anymore.
しかし変なものだらけだからな。魔法陣みてえに紋章みたいなの刻まれてるようなのは怪しいと思えばいいのか？
そういうものがあったら私に教えて。術式を読めばどういう種類の魔術かはわかるから。
ただそんなに分かりやすい形とも限りませんからね。妙な銅像だとかオブジェ的なものだとか、とにかく怪しいと感じたものはすぐに報告してください。
わかった。じゃあ探そうぜ。
Don't get lost.
こっちのセリフだクソコが。
Honest to God, they should have from the start never sealed the strength ring. They should have just always have Koga wear it. So in emergency situations like this, they could just secretly have someone else charge it, and he could like take out Ulrich himself probably. Since yeah, like police technique is nice and all, but if the mans can like smash an entire fucking plateau with a magic circle on top of it, he probably doesn't have an issue dealing with an X-Cap. Anyways. With that, he walks away in the opposite direction.
あの悪態の応酬はもうエンジンをかけるための儀式か何かだと思えばいいのかしら？
その認識で合ってます。
Heidi and Muko are having an unsettling conversation behind me, but I pretend not to hear it.
でっかいキノコ。
I thought the stairs at the mushroom
これ
forest.
急に動いたりしない？
大丈夫だとは思いますが、不用意に触らない方がいいでしょうね。
わかった。ねえ、もーちゃん、あの石なんか光ってるんだけど。ああ！
ムツキ。
I thought it suddenly shrieks and rolls out from the thicket. What happened?
だった。変な生き物に突き飛ばされちゃったよ。
変な生き物？
Not them again. Same ones from when Furuya and I wandered in here.
なんだ今の声。どうした？
何かありました？
Muraku and Heidi come running from a distance after hearing the two girls' voices.
なんだよ、霞の遊び相手じゃねえか。
でもムツキは突き飛ばされたと。
攻撃してきたのか？ まさか。
こちらまで来ようとはしないわね。ムツキ、あなた何をしていたの？あそこの光ってる石に近づこうとしたら突き飛ばされたんだよ。
Glowing rocks.
あの変な生き物の向こう、ほらちょっと見えてるでしょ。あの光は。ええ、ラズリット・ブロッドストーンの光に似てるわ。
ムツキ、どんな石だったか覚えていますか？
結構大きくていくつか地面に敷いてある感じだったよ。ほら、イギリスのなんとかっていう遺跡みたいなの。
ストーンヘンジですか？
そうそれ。
Suspicious.
ストーンヘンジにも魔術的要素があるのよ。あれに似ているなら魔術儀式の仕掛けの可能性があるわ。
We'll have to check it out then.
霞の友達どうすんだよ。なんでだか近寄ると攻撃してくるんだろ。
Well, they're probably made
村
by the
雲さ
fucking...
んの言うことなら聞くのかな。いえ、あれもおそらくホムンクルスでしょうから、すでに学園側に命令されているとしたら無駄足になるわよ。そっか。じゃあなんとかしてどいてもらうしかないね。
仕方がありません。
She takes her fingers away from her jaw and faces me as she says
誰か
that.
がおとりになってあの生き物を引き剥がしている間に何とかしましょう。
I thought you'd say that. As I'm about to pass Louis off to Morocco, a blindingly bright light suddenly emanates from the mushroom forest.
これは
A light paints a diagram on the ground as if it were following some sort of instructions, expanding to reach our
魔
feet.
法陣？あの石からだわ。
Heidi shouts that as she looks around at the ground where we're all
何
standing.
の魔術です？
わからない。範囲が広すぎて読み取れないわ。
She strains her eyes, trying to determine whether whatever she can, trying to determine whatever she can based on what's around her
おい
feet.
俺たちすっかり魔法陣の中だぞ。
Magic circle continues to grow at an accelerating rate, and it becomes so large that I can't even tell where it ends anymore. There's nowhere to run! Look around to see if there's anything we can do, but there's no way out. And then... light shoots out from the circle like a gazer, and all I can see is white.
ずいぶん待たせてしまったね。さあ、もう一度蘇る時が来たよ。夜の世界、そして夜の世界の住人たちよ。歳月を超え、空間を超え、天命までをも飛び越えて。
Bell. That bell. The night bell. Startled by the sound of the bell, I roused my body. What? It's a familiar location, if I remember correctly. It is... yeah, right. It is underneath the chapel. Instantly recognized as the place where the principal locked us up that one time. But I have no idea when and how we were brought here. Uka gets up beside me and sees that Morocco is a short distance away. Louis is... oh, he's here. I was scared for a second that he was taken away, but he's collapsed behind me, still fast asleep.
語学ここは
なんでいつの間
I don't know. I only woke up just now
こ
too.
の場所、この顔ぶれ、あの時と同じ。
The night, the day of the eclipse. We were knocked out and trapped here. You're right, it's the exact same little
外に
situation.
出ましょう。
Yeah, the ceiling opens up if memory
あそこだ
serves.
な。
Morocco and I shift the ceiling panel and push it
気
open.
味悪いくらいあの時と同じだな。
You can say that again. When we get out, we find a dumbstruck Heidi and a confused Hanatate there to greet us.
あ、ミッチーだ。ねえ、どうなってんの？
It's a spell that actively places everyone back at where they were on the school that night, essentially reversing time. That's bad. That implies that the old fucking magic circle is back in business.
ルイはいるの？
Yeah, he's safe.
引き上げてください。
Come over. Muko extends her arms and I help her up. After glancing around the chapel, she hurriedly rushes over to the door. Hey, what's the matter? Morocco, I'm leaving Louis to you. He's clearly acting strangely, so I chase after her. Away. On the other side of the door that Muko opened is a familiar scene, one that we haven't seen in a long time, the realm of night. That's bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that proves it, that it was essentially either turn back time.
ムツキ、
A
なん
set
とも
quote
ないですか？
unquote. It's not quite a pure turn back time. More so, it resets the state of the world in a way to where memories aren't affected, but time and place is.
私は大丈夫だけど。
夜の生徒まで強引に召喚されたわけではないようですね。
そっか。夜ってことは。
You're still you. Looks like the administration hasn't completely reached their end goal yet.
ひとまず状況を整理しましょう。
With a serious look on her face, Muko suppresses her anxiety and returns to her usual tone of voice as she goes back into the chapel.
これは単に私たちがさっきの異空間からここへ連れてこられただけとは思えないわ。
同感です。それならルイさんは連れ去られていそうなものですし、アーデルハイトさんとムツキだけが地下ではなくここにいたのも不自然です。
It's like they're trying to reenact what happened last
あの
time.
時って？
前にも私たちは学園側の罠にかけられてここの地下に閉じ込められたことがあるのです。その時と同じ顔ぶれなのですよ。私、古賀くん、ルイさん、村雲くん、そして礼拝堂にはアーデルハイトさんとカラスマくん。
じゃあ私が元に戻ってる以外は本当にまるっきりメンバーと状況が同じだけではないとしたら。
非常に嫌な推測ですが、そうとしか思えませんね。
どういうことだよ。
本当に全てが同じであるかもしれないということです。私たちだけではなく他の生徒たちもあの日と同じ場所に移動させられているかもしれないという。
帰らせた生徒たちも全員ってことかよ。
学園側が必要としているのは西寮の生徒ですから、西寮の生徒全員と見るべきでしょうね。
She checks her watch and
時間
nods.
まで巻き戻されたわけではないようですね。それならムツキはカラスマくんになっているはずですし。
状況だけを強引に職の日と同じに戻した。そういう。
そんなこと本当に可能なのか？
もちろん途方もない魔力が必要だし、準備も大掛かりになるわ。
ええ、ですが。
Muko quickly explains what we talked about with Louis when we were in front of the statue that I broke. That perhaps the statue wasn't prepared because it would interfere with some other spell. In other words, there might be something else going on that's more important. There's also the fact that, realistically speaking, the fucking statue doesn't help them. Repairing the statue doesn't do anything because they have someone that can just enter the vault. Like, yeah, they can't call the actual mist to them by just being, I need this and this mist. Here it is. They have to actually search the vault, but just repairing the statue doesn't actually cut them off from using the mists inside the vault because Koga can just walk in there.
その銅像というのはずっと昔からあるものなのよね。
ええ、そう聞いています。
ということは別の魔術要素もまた随分古いものということになるわね。壊れたものを修復できないということはほぼ同時に互いに干渉しないよう注意して作られたのでしょうから、それだけ以前からずっと魔力を貯め続けて準備していたのだとしたら可能だと思うわ。
As a countermeasure against the worst case scenario where the West Storm students are absent, huh?
くそ、あれだけ苦労して阻止したってのに。
それだけではありません。夜の世界が訪れているということは
It's back to
可能
normal.
性は高いでしょ。
生徒だけ戻しても仕掛けがなくては意味がないもの。
Right.
学園はまた同じ儀式をするつもりなのでしょう。ラズリットの石を夜の生徒一人一人に埋め込んで永久稼働させるという儀式を。
So we have until midnight again to destroy the magic circle. I have to do it if it comes down to that. I thought, but Heidi shakes her head after a bit of thinking.
いいえ、魔術の力が飛躍的に高まる何か別のトリガーが必要になるはずだけど、とにかく魔法陣を見てみないと何とも判断できないわね。
全部があの日と同じ状態に戻されてるってことはよ。かすみとミブさんはどうなってんだ。東寮は無事なのか。
Oh, now you mention it. Michi should be in my room too. What things are looking over there?
一つずつ確認していきましょう。まずはヤヌスの鍵が2つあれば別行動ができるので、ミチルさんのところへ行くのが一番効率がいいかと。
そうだな。おい、こいつ頼む。
Okay. Morocco passes the sleeping Louis to me and takes out the key to Giannis from his pocket. I've already used it a few times today. Are you still good?
まだ 4,5 回だからあと数回はいけると思うけど。
廊下の方からだわ。
Figuring that it was probably one of the disciplinary committee members, we hurriedly exit into the hallway and run towards the scream. Yeah. Can't help but gasp the instant I turned the corner. That's bad.
お久しぶりです。
Mom was standing there demurely with an apologetic look on her face.
聖護院先輩。
しまった。今の悲鳴は。
皆さんは優しいからすぐに来てくれるだろうって
It was a trap! I rushed to check my surroundings, but it's too late. Morocco lets out a surprised voice and collapses as if he were suddenly drained of all his energy.
まず一つ。
Ulrika was hidden in the shadow of a pillar, takes the key of Giannis from Morocco's hand. His other hand is holding a perfume ball.
ハリク。
Heidi glares bitterly at Louis' brother. He looks back indifferently. This is bad. We have no way of escaping. As long as I'm carrying Louis, there's nobody else here who can carry Morocco and run. What do we do then? Heidi has to escape since she's our source of magical knowledge. We can't give them to our ace, Louis, even if he's asleep. Which means that I'll have to stand in the forefront and hope those two manage to escape while I buy time. Heidi, take care of Louis. Carefully lower Louis and secure him on her back.
ここがどうする気？
We need your knowledge. Do whatever you can to get out of here. I changed to a position where I can better defend them without taking my eyes off Momo and Ulrich.
古賀君、無理はしないで。
I know, same goes for you.
そんなに怖い顔しなくてもおとなしくしてくれたら何もしないよ。
今さら私たちがあなたを信用するとでも？
Momo and Ulrich showing up together makes things infinitely more difficult. I should take this chance while their attention's on Moko to make sure Louis and Heidi escape. He's trying to catch them off guard. Ulrich suddenly moves. He's too fast for me to react. And he doesn't spray the perfume on me or Heidi, but on Hanatate instead.
ムツキ。
これで頼まれた件は終了だな。
He catches the falling Hanatata in his arms and gives her to Momo. Momo is flustered as she accepts the unconscious body. She seems to be slightly out of it, maybe because she was sealed and isn't fully back to normal yet. We should stay away from them! Even if she's not performing at her best, she's still a homunculus, and if Ulrich is on a whole other level of dangerous. We don't stand a chance against them, and if we lose you, we're done for. Tell her that in a low voice, and she nods, holding herself back with much effort. For now, take Heidi and run. Move to a position where I can face off against Ulrich. I know I can't win, but I have to buy the others as much time as possible.
どれくらい必要かな?
I consider himself pretty sturdy, so no need for that. I'll manage somehow as long as I don't die. Tsubaki, Sumi, and Michiru are still here after all. Huh? Michiru? Out of nowhere I hear Michiru's voice in my head. Was it just my imagination? Did she sense that I was in danger? If that's the case. Michiru! You hear the sound of something creaking. The door opens before my eyes and Michiru just flies out of it. Michiru, I knew it! I take notice of my surroundings when Muko says that, and I see Ulrich frozen while poised to lunge at me. Glancing over at Muko, at Momo, she is also not moving. Hey, pull yourself together, Michiru! Her breathing is ragged and I have to hold her up. Yeah, take Michiru from me. Grab the unconscious Michiru and Murakumo and drag them through the door that Michiru opened. Just Hanatate left! Damn it, time's starting to flow again. To him, I suddenly teleported, so he takes a cautionary step back, but can't approach them anymore. Sorry, Hanatate!
Nigerareta!
なんで
あの鍵、もう一本あったのか?
今、ドアを開けてたのって。
On the other side of the door is my own room, and the other side of this current sentence is the end of the part. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and bye bye.
セーブしますか？セーブしました。